Greetings, devoted readers of TV Day's Drama Digest. It's your trusty team back with another electrifying deep dive into the tangled web of love, heartbreak, and secrets that defines days of our lives. Today, we're plunging headfirst into the stormy saga of Javi Hernandez, a man whose heart is caught in a tempest of past mistakes and present passions. The burning question on everyone's lips: will Javi's ex-girlfriend, Sylvia, descend upon Salem like a hurricane, threatening to upend his budding romance with Leo Stark? Buckle up, because this story is poised to deliver the kind of gut-wrenching drama that Days fans live for. Let's unpack Javi's tragic past, explore the potential for Sylvia's arrival, and speculate on whether this could spell doom for Javi and Leo's love story. A love born of duty, shattered by tragedy. To understand the stakes, we must first journey back to the defining moments of Javi's past, a past that haunts him like a shadow he can't outrun. Javi Hernandez, with his smoldering charisma and quiet intensity, has always been a man torn between expectation and desire. Years ago, in a small Texas town where tradition weighed heavily, Javi found himself at a crossroads. His mother, a formidable figure with unwavering expectations, longed for her son to follow a conventional path, marry a nice girl, settle down, and start a family. For Javi, whose heart secretly yearned for a different kind of love, this expectation was a chain he couldn't easily break. Enter Sylvia, a vibrant and ambitious woman who seemed, at first glance, to be everything Javi's mother could want for him. Sylvia was charming, with a quick wit and a smile that could light up a room. She was the kind of person who commanded attention, and for a time, Javi believed he could make it work. He convinced himself that dating Sylvia was the right thing to do, not just for his mother, but for himself. Perhaps, he thought, he could bury his true feelings and build a life that fit the mold society had carved out for him. Their relationship, however, was far from a fairy tale. Javi's heart was never fully in it, and Sylvia, perceptive as she was, sensed the distance. The cracks in their romance began to show, but before they could confront them, life took an unexpected turn. Sylvia became pregnant, and soon after, their daughter, Solana, was born, a beautiful, bright-eyed girl who became the center of their world. For a moment, it seemed that Solana might be the glue to hold their fragile relationship together. Javi, despite his inner turmoil, adored his daughter. Her laughter was a melody that soothed his conflicted soul, and he vowed to be the father she deserved. But fate, as it so often does in the world of Days of Our Lives, had other plans. One swelteringly unbearable morning in Texas, tragedy struck with a ferocity that would alter Javi's life forever. Javi, battling a hangover from a night of drowning his sorrows, was in no state to care for Solana. Sylvia, ever the responsible one, offered to take their daughter to daycare on her way to work. It was a routine task, one she'd done countless times before. But that day, the unrelenting Texas heat and a moment of human error converged in a catastrophe that would haunt them both. Sylvia, distracted by a whirlwind of work deadlines and the chaos of her morning, parked her car and rushed into her office, unaware that she had left Solana strapped in her car seat. The sun blazed mercilessly, turning the vehicle into an oven. Hours passed before Sylvia's mind snapped back to reality, a sickening realization dawning as she raced to the parking lot. But it was too late. Solana, their precious daughter, was gone, a victim of the heat and a mistake that could never be undone. The aftermath was a maelstrom of grief, guilt, and blame. Javi, already struggling with his own demons, was inconsolable. Tears streamed down his face as he confessed to anyone who would listen, "I didn't keep her safe." The weight of Solana's loss crushed him, and his relationship with Sylvia crumbled under the strain. They parted ways, their love, if it could ever have been called that, reduced to ashes. Javi left Texas behind, seeking a fresh start in Salem, but the ghosts of his past followed him, whispering of his failures and the daughter he couldn't save. A new beginning in Salem, Javi and Leo. Fast forward to the present, and Javi has found a new home in Salem, the beating heart of Days of Our Lives drama. Here, amidst the town's endless intrigues and tangled relationships, Javi has discovered something he never thought possible: love. Enter Leo Stark, the quick-witted, flamboyant, and undeniably magnetic force of nature who has captured Javi's heart. Leo, with his sharp tongue and unapologetic authenticity, is everything Javi never dared to dream of. Their chemistry is electric, a spark that ignites every scene they share. For the first time in years, Javi feels alive, as if the shadows of his past might finally be lifting. Their romance, however, is not without its challenges. Leo's reputation as a schemer precedes him, and Javi's own insecurities, born of years spent hiding his true self, threaten to undermine their connection. Yet, there's an undeniable pull between them, a sense that they could be each other's salvation. Fans have watched with bated breath as Javi and Leo navigate the rocky terrain of love, their scenes filled with tender moments and fiery passion. But just as their relationship begins to solidify, a specter from Javi's past looms on the horizon, threatening to unravel everything they've built. The storm on the horizon: will Sylvia arrive in Salem? The question that has Days fans buzzing is whether Sylvia, Javi's ex-girlfriend and the mother of their lost daughter, will make her dramatic entrance into Salem. The mere possibility is enough to send shivers down the spine of any devoted viewer. Sylvia's arrival would be a seismic event, one that could shake the foundations of Javi's new life and his burgeoning relationship with Leo. But will the writers of Days of Our Lives dare to bring this ghost from Javi's past into the present? Let's explore the tantalizing possibilities. There's no denying that Sylvia's arrival would be a masterstroke of storytelling. Days of Our Lives thrives on the kind of high-stakes drama that only a figure from the past can deliver. Sylvia is not just an ex-girlfriend, she's a woman tied to Javi by a shared tragedy, a bond forged in love and shattered by loss. Her presence in Salem would force Javi to confront the pain he's tried so hard to bury, rekindling memories of Solana and the guilt that still gnaws at his soul. The emotional fallout would be cataclysmic, providing the kind of raw, heart-wrenching scenes that Days does best. Imagine the moment Sylvia steps into Salem, her eyes locking with Javi's across a crowded Horton town square. The air would crackle with tension, every onlooker frozen as the past and present collide. Would Sylvia come seeking forgiveness, hoping to mend the rift between them? Or would she arrive with a vendetta, blaming Javi for their daughter's death and determined to make him pay? The possibilities are endless, each one more dramatic than the last. Perhaps Sylvia has spent the years since their daughter's death rebuilding her life, only to find herself drawn back to Javi by unresolved feelings. Or maybe she's a woman on a mission, driven by a need to confront the man she once loved and lost. The impact on Javi and Leo's relationship would be profound. Leo, for all his bravado, is no stranger to insecurity. The arrival of Sylvia, a woman who shared a child with Javi, could awaken doubts about his place in Javi's heart. Would Leo stand by Javi, offering the support he needs to face his past? Or would jealousy and mistrust drive a wedge between them, threatening to tear their love apart? The potential for conflict is ripe, and Days writers have never shied away from putting their characters through the emotional ringer. The case for Sylvia's arrival. There's a strong case to be made that Sylvia's arrival is not just possible, but inevitable. Days of Our Lives has a long history of bringing back characters from the past to stir up trouble, and Sylvia fits the bill perfectly. Her connection to Javi is deeply personal, rooted in a tragedy that adds layers of complexity to their story. The writers could use her arrival to explore themes of grief, forgiveness, and redemption, hallmarks of the show's most compelling arcs. Moreover, Sylvia's presence would provide a fresh source of conflict for Javi and Leo, testing their relationship in ways that feel organic and true to their characters. Javi's struggle to reconcile his past with his present would offer a rich vein of drama, while Leo's reaction to Sylvia could reveal new facets of his personality. Would he fight for Javi, or would his insecurities get the better of him? The tension between these three characters could fuel months of storylines, keeping viewers glued to their screens. There's also the matter of Javi's mother, whose influence looms large over his life. Her disapproval of Javi's relationship with Leo could be amplified by Sylvia's arrival, especially if she sees Sylvia as a chance to pull Javi back to the right path. The clash between Javi's duty to his family and his love for Leo would add another layer of intrigue, creating a classic days triangle with stakes that feel deeply personal. The case against Sylvia's arrival. Of course, there's a chance that the writers might choose to leave Sylvia in the past, allowing Javi and Leo to focus on building their future together. After all, Javi's story in Salem is still unfolding, and introducing a figure as disruptive as Sylvia could overshadow his current arc. The tragedy of Solana's death is already a heavy burden for Javi to carry. Bringing Sylvia into the mix might risk overloading his storyline with too much emotional weight. There's also the question of whether Sylvia's character would resonate with viewers. While her connection to Javi is compelling, she's an unknown quantity, a new character who would need to earn her place in the Days universe. The writers might opt instead to deepen Javi and Leo's relationship through other challenges, such as Leo's past schemes coming back to haunt him or Javi's ongoing struggle to embrace his identity. These conflicts could provide ample drama without the need for a blast from the past. What lies ahead? A fan's fevered speculation. As fans, we can't help but dream of the fireworks that Sylvia's arrival would ignite. Picture the scene, Javi and Leo, hand in hand, enjoying a rare moment of peace at the Brady pub. Suddenly, the door swings open, and there she is, Sylvia, her face a mix of determination and sorrow. The room falls silent, and Javi's breath catches in his throat. Leo's grip tightens, sensing the storm about to break. From there, the story could take any number of twists and turns, each one more gripping than the last. Perhaps Sylvia arrives seeking closure, hoping to make peace with Javi and find a way to honor Solana's memory together. Or maybe she's driven by anger, convinced that Javi's negligence contributed to their daughter's death. The truth, as always in Days, would likely lie in the gray area between these extremes, with both characters grappling with their shared pain. The ripple effects would touch every corner of Salem, drawing in characters like Gabby, Rafe, and even Marlena, who could offer her expertise as a therapist to help Javi navigate his grief. For Leo, Sylvia's arrival would be a test of his growth as a character. Could he set aside his insecurities to support Javi, or would the pressure push him back into his old, scheming ways? The dynamic between these three characters would be a powder keg, ready to explode at the slightest spark. And let's not forget the potential for a classic Days twist. Perhaps Sylvia isn't who she seems, or her arrival is part of a larger scheme orchestrated by one of Salem's many villains. Conclusion: the waiting game. As we sit on the edge of our seats, eagerly awaiting the next chapter of Javi's story, one thing is certain: Days of Our Lives has the power to deliver drama that hits us right in the heart. Whether Sylvia steps foot in Salem or remains a ghost from Javi's past, the emotional weight of his history with her will continue to shape his journey. For now, we can only speculate, our imaginations running wild with the possibilities. Will Sylvia's arrival tear Javi and Leo apart, or will their love prove strong enough to weather the storm? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure: in Salem, nothing stays buried forever. So, dear readers, what do you think? Will Sylvia bring her fire to Salem, or will Javi and Leo face other challenges on their path to love? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.